not be good, but I've seen it in red decks that are Kiln Fiend emulating Soul Eater decks. Check for the coast. Is it clear?
Well, check for the coast. Also,
Soul
it's a free
Eater.
spell for Kiln Fiend. That's important. I was debating splashing it in because Preordain's too heavy to splash in Tempered Steel because you need to play the M11 lands. But you splash off Seachrome Coast and Mox Opals in there, you get to see everything. So it looks like we're gonna have another match queued up for you, and this is a twin pod mirror between Chris Kronenberger and Dan Jordan, two Open mainstays. I believe, did Dan Jordan win? He did, in fact, two Star City Open winners, actually.
Yes. And Chris is more well known for his mono blue deck, the Kronenberger Blue.
Yep. So Chris is on the left here, and Dan is on the right. Looks like we're going to game 2 with Chris up a game. Let's see. So this matchup.
I'm gonna say there's one major difference between these two decks, right?
Chris has Fauna Shaman.
Yeah. Chris is very much a Fauna Shaman deck, and Dan
is a Splinter Twin.
A Splinter Twin deck. Yeah.
Well, they both have the twin, but this Fauna Shaman's more birthing pods. Dan leads on a Ponder, which Chris does not have in his deck. He's more of a Fauna Shaman deck.
Yeah.
No Ponders.
He has the whole Vengevine package,
Yeah.
He's got Lotus Cobras, and you don't see either of those cards from Dan Jordan. You're essentially seeing the kind of almost that blue-green, Blue-Manji style. It's not unique to Blue-Manji, but that Shaman, Lotus Cobra, Vengevine.
Yeah.
In play, we've got a couple things happening here.
Chris has a turn 2 Fauna Shaman off of his Birds and Copperline Gorge and a Raging Ravine. Dan just cracks his fetch so he doesn't have to draw the last cards off that Ponder. Looks like Dan boarded in Nature's Claim here. Good against the combo and the pod, which Dan drops this turn. Though it does not look like that is going to last very long here. I think that Chris probably boarded in this Manic Vandal that he can tutor for.
Now, interestingly, Dan Jordan does have access to Pyroclasm after board, and it's one of those cards to consider boarding in this matchup. You don't necessarily do it because it can mess your own board up, but it would have been really fabulous there at least.
Chris chooses to Nature's Claim there instead of getting a Manic Vandal. It looks like his card in hand's an Acidic Slime, so he probably doesn't want to discard that creature. He has another line that's going to cast it next turn.
Another Ponder.
Yep. Looks like Dan has another pod. Oh, that's a Splinter Twin. That might not be a pod. That might be the Nature's Claim I'm seeing again.
One of the cards that really seems as a huge advantage for Chris Kronenberger in this matchup, to my mind, is that Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra is a huge deal when it comes to matchups where it's a game 1 at least, very little interaction between these two decks.
Correct. So Dan is more likely to get the twin combo assembled because of the Preordains, and he does have Preordain and Ponder. So I think Dan actually may have had the bit of the edge game 1, more so just because this Vengevine plan is just trumped by that plan. Even though there's only one Spellskite. Let's see. Dan does have Acidic Slime to answer it. He might actually be short on answers to a Spellskite, which Fauna Shaman would find. I would assume is what Chris is looking for right now. Nope. Ouroboros the Hidden.
Yeah, Chris discards Vengevine to get that guy.
Yeah, that's a equally good answer to the combo. For those of you who haven't really seen that interaction before, when you tap Deceiver Exarch to make the token, comes into play tap, not doing much attacking. It also lets you just straight up combo from 6 mana Deceiver Exarch with haste, untap a land, twin it, kill you.
For answers to this, Dan might have mana leaks, potentially, but other than that, his answer to this card essentially has to be copying it with Metamorph or with Phantasmal Image to use the Legend rule to kill it.
Mm-hmm. Chris also has a Hero of Oxid Ridge, a bit of a shade of Lewis Laskin's, I think it might have been Santa Claus Attacks was the name he put on it or something like that. But that was a brief moment of a deck back in the Callblade era. Did Chris just pass back here, or are we?
Yeah, he said go.
Yep. Dan Jordan fetching again, going to 18 life, I believe. Fauna Shaman just content to sit around and do his job.
Upkeep. This is the upkeep, actually.
Oh, upkeep. There we go. That's why. Deceiver Exarch taps down Birds of Paradise. We might see a Fauna Shaman activation in response. Possible options: Spellskite, Metamorph, which probably is less likely.
I like getting Spellskite.
Yeah.
Get a little insurance
Silvok
policy.
Replica is also possible. That can kill a Splinter Twin. Looks like Chris chose not to use it and is instead paying 3 for... Oh, the Silvok... Oh,
he has one in his
from
hand.
his hand. Yep. There we go.
He doesn't have many cards in hand. He's got a Acidic Slime, an Urabrask, and I'm not sure what the last card is, but he might not want to discard either of those, so...
Yeah.
We're waiting to see what Dan Jordan does now. He's not really under any real duress yet, but Fauna Shaman can always change that incredibly quickly.
Yeah. Especially with that Vengevine in graveyard.
Yes.
Okay, things that Chris can get. Spellskite, Seagate Oracle, probably not Obstinate Bailoff, that one probably went out. Solemn Simulacrum, Hero of Oxid Ridge probably went out. Acidic Slime, Mitotic Slime probably went out. Inferno Titan, Frost Titan, Phantasmal Image, Metamorph, Manic Vandal, Acidic Slime, Silvok Replica, and Urabrask.
And
on top
of the
of the
turn,
Zebra
he goes and searches for...
What did he discard there?
I can't see it. The discarded card, it does not look red to me.
Dan is at 20 due to Nature's Claim. There we go.
There's the Spellskite that we were talking about.
He does have... Chris has 3 of those post boards, so you can set up a pretty impenetrable wall there. To which Dan has to answer with probably killing him with Urabrask or Titans. Let's see. Yeah, those are the real win conditions after that happens. Maybe a Tuk-Tuk token gets there, but...
Baloth is the card that was discarded.
Another Exarch hits play on upkeep. Dan's tapping the birds again. Keeping Chris off, well, double blue or 5 mana for that Urabrask.
So,
double blue represents only Frost Titan, so mostly the 5.
Yeah, Chris Kronenberger's hand is fully known to us right now.
Yep.
It's Urabrask, Acidic Slime, and Spellskite, and then whatever he has just drawn.
Which is a Vengevine. So do you get greedy? Do you go... I guess it's not super greedy, but do you go Spellskite, fetch a birds, get back 2 Vengevines?
Yes.
Or...
That's exactly what I would do.
He's not choosing to do so. He's leaving up the blue mana to pay for the Spellskite rather than take 2 damage. And choosing to play this sort of longer game of just Fauna Shaman, put everything into my graveyard, just keep going. Yep, there's the Nature's Claim that would have punished that play.
The Silvok Replica being in play actually is something that you want to keep that active. That's fair.
I don't actually think that he should have tapped that way. I think he should have been able to take 2 off the... Yeah, take 2 to redirect, but also have Fauna Shaman and Replica up.
Yeah, I don't think that the damage matters. The 2 life does not matter to me.
No. Especially because Dan's at the point where... Oh, no, he's 1 short. Never mind. I thought he had 1 more mana in play and could upkeep a 3rd Exarch to tap it. Tap the green source, then move to main and Splinter Twin combo.
Right.
Dan's sitting there debating whether he wants to just run this Splinter Twin out there and force the pop of the Replica to keep Chris off a turn of Shamaning, or just going to play a Spellskite of his own.
Okay, wow.
Which sets him up for the combo next turn.
Oh, definitely for next turn.
Yep.
And then the Fauna Shaman gets the opportunity to be activated.
Yep. Fauna Shaman is
Get rid of a slime?
No, you need the slime. You need to kill the Spellskite and have mana up.
Not necessarily. I mean, he could go... He's got a Vengevine in his hand. He could get just lay the Urabrask.
Sure.
What does he get there?
Phantasmal Image.
There we go. which can copy the, not to very great effect actually, but it can copy the Spellskite.
Not
Or
too
actually
great
can copy
No, it works.
I mean, it dies with the first thing that you do, so you don't get to do it multiple times. But you could get the replica actually,
Sure.
would be pretty good. Actually, I really like getting the replica. Land lets him sacrifice that, and he can lay Urbrask as well as have mana activated for the replica, which of course the first replica will have to hit the Spellskite. But
Yeah. I think he wants to tap the birds to do this. He doesn't know Dan is fly. He doesn't necessarily know Dan is Pyroclasm though.
four. Oh, come on! There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Leave up the forest. Don't get Tectonic Edge or something random.
Urbrask.
I guess Tectonic Edge doesn't matter so much. Urbrask is going to send in there for 4. Dan dropping to 16. Yeah, that's a really common mistake. People always, want to leave up their dual lands, but this is a format with Tectonic Edge. Dan Preordains, Ships
Both go away.
Yeah.
He says, "Is that a go? Looked like a go to me." It's a confer with the judge, perhaps.
Go to the bathroom, perhaps. Yeah, Tectonic Edge. It might not always be 100%. This deck doesn't have Tectonic Edge, but it's just good to get in the habit of remembering whether you want to leave up basics or not. So we'll have to see what goes on here. Oh, Dan's back.
I think that was probably a judge conference.
Yep.
Conference.
Yeah, camera gets bumped a little bit. We might get a better view of Chris's hand now. Let's see. Dan thinking about what to do here. Chris has Phantasmal Image in hand, which nicely sets up Vengevine returns because it costs 2.
Yep.
There we go.
It's the hurry up and wait as we wait to see where Dan will go from here. Chris looks like to be in a very commanding position.
Yeah, he has a threat taking down the clock. He's got Fauna Shaman active, so anything could happen. He has answers to between his deck, he has answers to, or his deck and sideboard, he has answers to basically everything Dan can present here, barring maybe Wormcoil Engine, which doesn't even seem that huge in this matchup. Looks like there's a ruling and an appeal occurring, so we'll be waiting on that briefly.
Okay. Now,
let's see. Yeah, Chris up game 1, which it seems like he might be a bit behind, but you do have a good point about that Spellskite Fauna Shaman interaction. That is huge against the Splinter Twin decks.
yeah, I mean, what you get to do is just overload it. I mean, they usually have answers for 1. They sometimes have answers for 2, but they often don't have answers for 3.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, usually you're doing something.
Yeah, I know when I played Twin, I was playing like Twisted Image, which, you could kill 2, but it was always like, yeah, we're going to play Twisted Image just so we never have to think about it. But I think with 3, you're still even looking at a losing proposition there.
I mean, I think that one of the things that happens when you're talking about people that are not necessarily particularly versed in the Fauna Shaman. Yeah, like that. What they think is they think that they're safe enough.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. What you actually have to do is be safer than safe.
Yeah. They're never going to... If you set up the board state where they're never going to kill you, Fauna Shaman will eventually win the game. Dan's sitting there thinking. Okay, so Dan looks like he's making a move here. Attempting to Splinter Twin the Deceiver Exarch. Dan does in fact have the Spellskite.
Here comes the Splinter Twin.
Dan passes the turn. Looks like his goal here is to pass, end step, make a bunch of guys, and then that's lethal after he untaps. Chris, Fauna Shaman's discarding. I think Acidic Slime's the card you want there.
Well, remember, he can't combo off with that Urabrask in play, so...
No, he can. He waits till Chris's end step.
But he can't continue comboing off, because the Deceiver comes into play...
The extra.
Oh, yeah, he can make a bunch of guys.
Yeah,
He can't kill them yet.
So Chris gets Hero, which... That's... What? Let's do the math here. Nothing can block. He might actually... That might have been right. He might actually have lethal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15... I count one short off the hero. No, Phantasmal Image, get back the 2 Vengevines.
Right.
Deader than dead. Yep. So, yeah, Dan is going to die this turn. Yep, Chris did make the right play there, discarding the Acidic Slime that would have stopped the twin combo in exchange for winning the game.
Right. Oh no, I won.
I think Dan has to stop him on upkeep and tap down that Birds of Paradise. Or he can wait till combat. No, that's not going to do it. Yeah, he's dead if he waits till combat.
That's the Phantasmal Image.
Yeah. The ruling was just Dan trying to confirm when he should activate the split, asking if I Splinter Twin combo during my opponent's main phase, do I get them on his end step? So Chris is heroing, getting these back. Not sure what the image copied, but I don't think it matters because none of Dan's guys can block if that hero attacks.
Spellskite.
It's a Spellskite. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, he copies the Spellskite, and now... There we go. The image can be tapped, so the hero's always going to be attacking here. I think the right play might have also been to copy the hero, but that could lose to unsummon, I guess.
I don't mind copying the Spellskite. That's it's not
Both
unreasonable.
Both of these lose to unsummon, so yeah. So he's going to try and tap the hero. Chris is going to pay to redirect and win the game. Yep. Redirects. And that's... Well, I see 16 in actual power of 4 power guys. So, 16, 22, or versus attacking. 16, 21, 24 damage coming in, unblockable.
I mean, even that... even the... what's it called? The 2 damage that the...
they're trying to decide if that Phantasmal Image should die when Dan's dead on board. Yeah, this is over here.
Yeah. I mean, the only way that Dan can win right now is if Chris stands up and punches the judge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or unsummon. Unsummon would in fact... Vapor Snag, my bad. Vapor Snag would do... Oh, yeah, that is match right there.
There we go. You know... The punch the judge thing, that can lose you an important match. It's been known to happen.
Has it actually happened? I have never heard that happen.
It really has happened.
Really?
Yeah. That is actually with one of the more famous players that's happened. So we've got Dan Jordan there, defeated 2-0 by Chris Kronenberger.
In the Twin Pod Mirror matchup.
Yeah. Now, this is like many mirrors, it's kind of more of a near mirror, right? We had one deck where it was closer to a...
Fauna Shaman?
Yeah, a Fauna Shaman shell, and the other one was a Preordained Ponder shell.
Yeah.
And they were built with those things in mind. So Vengevines, more Singletons from the Fauna Shaman.
Yeah, it turns out the combo deck with the best tutoring action based around Silver Bullets was the one that won.
Right, and we don't know if that's the way it would play out every time, certainly. I think that one of the things I really do like about the Fauna Shaman build is that it means that you're going to be more likely to have a plan B.
Yep.
But what I don't like about it is you make yourself even more vulnerable to aggressive decks.
Yes, you don't, like, preordained